Angel Reese calls herself the Michael Jordan of the WNBA because she believes she's an icon. So, let's take a look at what really happened during All-Star Weekend in Chicago. There was a blocked layup where the defender never even had to leave the floor, a trip over another player's foot on live television, celebrities walking right past her, and an awkward shoe moment that the internet still hasn't stopped talking about. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark was pulling up from the logo, meeting fans between events, and drawing huge crowds, with people lining up to see Clark instead of the supposed hometown star, Angel Reese. Stay with us because we're breaking down the entire weekend, and we're saving the most embarrassing moment for last. Why do you think Reese was selected as an all-star? Let me know down in the comments below.
To have a Barbie is like, you got to be iconic. Yeah, you have to do some real things. And I knew it was going to take some time because there's so many great women that are Barbie dolls and they have their own doll. But I knew that's what I wanted. And I spoke that into existence.
Angel Reese called herself the Michael Jordan of the WNBA because she believes she's iconic. But All-Star Weekend in Chicago told a very different story. There was a blocked layup where the defender never left the ground, a trip over another player's foot on live TV, celebrities walking right past her, and an awkward shoe moment the internet still can't stop talking about. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark was hitting logo shots, meeting fans, and drawing massive crowds that came to see her instead of the hometown star. Stay tuned as we break down the entire weekend and save the most embarrassing moment for last. Why do you think Reese was selected as an all-star? Let me know in the comments. That was Angel Reese's entire stat line in the All-Star game, and it's the kind of box score people screenshot and share for days. Playing just 9 minutes isn't just a rough outing. It's barely enough time to make an impact. For someone who has spent the season comparing herself to the Michael Jordan of the WNBA, it's certainly not the performance you'd want attached to your name.
That one, as Clark went for the steal on Angel Reese. Asia Wilson getting the ball. And then saying, hey, I wasn't even trying to there. Angel Wilson and Angel Reese hugging, laughing about it.
Oh,
and now Angel goes down. Oh, no, Angel goes down now. And Angel Wilson has to pick her up. What a fun interaction there between Angel Reese and...
That's the entire stat line for Angel Reese in the All-Star game, and it's the kind of box score people screenshot and share for days. 9 minutes isn't just a rough outing. It's barely a cameo. And for someone who spent the season calling herself the Michael Jordan of the WNBA, it's not the performance you want attached to your name. Here's how it unfolded. The United Center was packed, Team Collier was trailing, and Reese checked into the game with fans expecting the same confident version they see on social media. Instead, she got the ball in space, drove to the rim, and missed an open layup with nobody around her. There was no contact, no defender in her face, and no excuse. It was simply an open shot that didn't fall on national television. Then things got worse. Reese attacked the basket again, and Aya Wilson, one of the league's best defenders, didn't even leave the ground. She stayed planted with her arms up, and Reese's shot was still blocked. Wilson later said she wasn't trying to block the shot because she doesn't like playing intense defense in an All-Star game and was simply avoiding contact. That explanation made the moment even more awkward. Reese wasn't beaten by great defense. She got blocked almost by accident. The clip spread across social media within minutes. A block where the defender jumps and times the play is normal basketball. But a block where the defender never leaves the floor is different. It quickly became one of the weekend's most talked about and embarrassing moments.
I want to ask about 2 moments. Have you ever blocked a shot that you didn't mean to block?
Right. Angel was not supposed to do that. I was trying to get out of the way. I do not like to block shots during All-Star games because what am I doing? So yeah, no, I've never had that happen to me, and I'm so sorry.
And Reese wasn't done falling, literally. Right after the block, she lost her footing on Wilson's back pedal and went down on live television, with her sneakers in the air in front of a building full of cameras focused on her. 3 moments happened back-to-back on the one weekend when the whole league and half of Chicago were watching to see if she could live up to her own hype. Compare that to a full season of her talking about being the face of the league, making Michael Jordan comparisons, and carrying herself like she runs the sport. The gap between the words and the performance became impossible to ignore. Players on the bench showed their reactions, and analysts on the set had that look of people trying not to laugh on camera but failing to hide it. Nobody needed to say anything because their reactions said enough.
What makes you her?
I'm really confident within myself. Nobody can tell me I'm not that girl. I wake up every morning.
And now she's in Atlanta. What's Atlanta giving?
Atlanta giving black girl magic. It's giving culture. It's giving lemon pepper wings. It's giving Atlanta dream. It's giving everything. So I'm really happy to be in Atlanta, and make sure y'all come out and pull up.
You're gonna see me at a game. Best believe. Last question: Are you the art or the artist tonight?
I'm both. I'm the artist. I'm that girl. Okay.
Within an hour, the entire sequence, the missed shot, the no-jump block, and the fall, became memes spreading across basketball pages online. Those moments followed her for the rest of the weekend, but the court wasn't even where things got worse. Later that weekend, a famous visitor showed up at practice, and what happened when he saw Reese became another major talking point. What does it look like when a former president of the United States walks right past you like you're not even there? That was the question people were asking after All-Star practice ended at the Obama Presidential Center. For Angel Reese, it became another difficult moment in a weekend full of attention.
It's so funny because when my plane was landing yesterday, he was right next to my plane too, and he was like, they were like VIP, nobody can get off the plane. I'm like, well, we VIP too, and they said Obama. I was like, oh, okay.
Barack Obama shows up to practice, cameras rolling, and every player in the gym lines up hoping for a word, a handshake, or a photo they can share later. That's a normal reaction because he was president for 8 years, he's a Chicago legend, and everyone in that building grew up seeing him on television. The energy changes when he walks in, and players try to get closer. Reese is standing right where you'd expect the so-called face of Chicago basketball to be. Based on how she has presented herself all season, that's the role she believes she holds. She's even called herself the Michael Jordan of the WNBA. This was supposed to be her moment with a Chicago icon. But Obama's path doesn't stop with Reese. He simply walks right past her.
Oh, hey, Caitlin, how are you? Really nice to meet you. You're great. You're fantastic.
Thank you.
Don't let all this nonsense get you down.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you know, I always say one of the things that was luckiest for me was I didn't get famous till I was like 45. So I was an old man. I mean, you're my daughter's age. They're not to have that much, burden and nonsense.
Where does he stop? Right at Caitlin Clark. He starts talking to her directly, having a one-on-one conversation while Reese stands only a few feet away, visible to the cameras inside the gym. Obama tells Clark not to let outside noise bring her down. He shares his own story about not becoming widely known until his 40s, explaining that Clark is handling that same level of attention while still in her 20s. He reminds her not to lose the joy of the game, telling her she's a hooper and she's having an amazing run. Clark then asks for a photo, and when Obama agrees, she brings other players into the picture as well, showing her awareness in that moment. The body language in the clip says more than words could. No extra commentary is needed. You just watch Reese standing there as Obama's attention goes toward Clark, and the moment speaks for itself. Clark later called the conversation something she would remember forever, saying Obama is one of the few people who understands what that level of spotlight feels like. Meanwhile, Reese watched the kind of moment she has been chasing all season happen for someone else.
So don't lose that joy. The game's like the game. And you're a hooper. And you
I try, sometimes.
No, you always hoop.
Thanks.
And you're on a nice little run right now.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
You mind if I get a picture?
Yeah, come on.
Ready?
Come on.
So cute. Wait, guys, get in with me too.
Come on.
Nice to meet you.
Come on.
Fans and analysts reacted immediately, calling it one of the most unexpected moments of the weekend. And it's easy to understand why it hit harder than a missed shot. A bad layup happens, and players move on because everyone has an off night. Nobody remembers an exhibition game box score months later, but getting walked past by a president is different. There's no stat correction or highlight clip that changes what the cameras captured. For many fans, That moment became the evidence they were waiting for, showing who the league and the sports world currently view as the face of women's basketball. While Reese was looking for attention, Clark was focused on something completely different, putting in the kind of work stars don't always show during All-Star Weekend. Because while Reese was chasing cameras, Clark was somewhere else entirely, and it wasn't a nightclub or a party bus.
I'm excited, obviously these weekends are packed with a lot of different stuff, but you never take for granted a moment like this. It's so fun to share with everybody. I feel very authentic, I feel very real. I feel like they could feel like I was in their shoes at one point because I was. I lived their dream. I played every sport growing up. I played with the boys, and I didn't think it was any different. I get to live out my dream, and that's really special. And not everybody's gonna end up being a WNBA player or a professional athlete, but hopefully you allow them to dream to be whatever they want to be in life, and I think that's a really impactful thing on young people.
All-Star Weekend is usually a party circuit where players attend appearances, enjoy the nightlife, create content for their brands, and treat the event like a vacation with a game at the end. Nobody blames them because that's what the weekend has become, but Clark's schedule looked completely different. Her calendar was filled with charity events, fan meet and greets, and sponsor appearances for State Farm, Wilson, and Nike, with barely any time between them. This wasn't just a quick photo opportunity. Fans stood in line for hours for a wave, a signature, or a moment with her. Several attendees said Clark stayed beyond her scheduled time, continuing to meet fans as the lines grew instead of leaving early. That's not someone chasing attention. That's someone who understands the attention is already there and chooses to use it the right way.
With the sharpshooter,
Then she still had a game to play, and she didn't treat it like a formality. Clark finished with 17 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, and a steal. She came out firing right away, scoring 11 points in the first 3 minutes and setting the tone before some players had even fully settled into the game. Pulling up from the logo isn't just a highlight, it's a statement. And Clark made that statement early enough that the rest of the game had no choice but to adjust around her.
Marcus talked about being excited to play with Olivia Miles as Clark puts in the first points of tonight's All-Star game.
And
here is Clark pulling and hitting on a deep. Players going up against each other. Howard having an incredible year for the Lynx. Clark again on a bomb. Here's Clark. Will she try again? You bet! Caitlin Clark with 3 logo bombs within the first 3 minutes.
And it wasn't only about offense either. Clark played defense with an intensity that felt different from a game where many players are just going through the motions, closing out on shooters and fighting through screens like the result mattered. That's the difference between a player performing for cameras and a player who competes because that's how they're built. You don't turn that switch on for an exhibition game unless that mindset is already part of who you are. She wasn't chasing a highlight reel. She was chasing the win. After the game, when reporters asked about the media attention and noise surrounding her, Clark made it clear she wouldn't let outside narratives define her or change the way she plays. That's not someone overwhelmed by the spotlight. That's the mindset of a player who has learned to block out the chaos and keep improving. And that maturity stood out even more compared to everything happening around Reese that same weekend.
With the steal, 1-point team spoon lead. Clark connects on the 3, 4-3 of the half. Angel Wilson getting the and then saying, hey, I wasn't even trying to there. Angel Wilson and Angel Reese hugging. How excited they were to play together here in the All-Star game as Wilson flicks it in off the feet. Backing away, firing a deep 3 and hitting.
And the fan experience told the same story. People showed up hoping to see the hometown star in Chicago, but many ended up filling Clark's line, waiting just as long for her as they would for anyone from that city. By the end of the weekend, Clark had done more away from the court than many players manage in an entire season of appearances. Her work ethic and willingness to show up for fans turned into something real, something people could see and hold, a shoe that suddenly became the one every All-Star wanted.
Caitlin, I'm curious, did you hook up any teammates or anybody with the shoe? Or I mean,
Courtney Williams is rocking them tonight, which, like, I've had multiple people ask for them. I only have size 9 right now, so they're actually playing in my samples.
That's actually my size 2.
Both the stud boats have them on. Both the stud boats have them on. So, yeah, this is a pretty fun pair, and you're looking at, I think it's like Valentine's Day edition. You got the charm on there, but I was going to wear some all-white ones. I'm like, that's not fun enough. We got to break out some fire.
So cute with the color. The ombre matches the jersey. You mentioned teammates, right? You both have teammates you're participating with. What have you loved?
Picture this, a room filled with the best players in the world, and every one of them is asking about the same pair of shoes. And it's not Angel Reese's. That's exactly what happened in Chicago. When Clark's new shoe showed up at All-Star Weekend, players noticed immediately. They weren't just giving compliments while walking by. They were asking for pairs before the shoe even reached the public. Sneaker companies usually have to build that kind of buzz through paid promotions, but this time it happened naturally, with players showing genuine interest without being asked.
Hey, ain't no wearing these tonight. I'm putting mine on right now. I made a call to the president, and y'all see what happened.
Thank you. Oh, give me a hug, girlie.
We love you.
I think we're all the same size.
Hell yeah. We love the president. We love the president.
You're the second player to ever play them after this other young girl. But yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
And I'm about to wear these right now too.
Tonight. Yeah, put yours. That's why I said
they go my fit.
Courtney's gonna make sure I some 40 tonight.
Okay, you need to hold it down, bro.
I'm wearing these tonight. Stop playing. But hey, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Players started posting about it right away, and that's an important detail. These are established veterans with their own audiences and brands, yet they didn't hesitate to support a younger player's shoe. When players who already have their own spotlight show off someone else's sneakers, it's not just a marketing move. It's a genuine sign of respect. Then Jonquel Jones entered the conversation, making the moment even bigger. Jones was the All-Star Game MVP that weekend, recording 22 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists. It was a dominant performance that could have easily been the biggest story of the weekend, but even after winning the award, she still took time to talk about Clark's sneaker. The player who won the trophy everyone wanted was also celebrating Clark's shoe, showing the level of attention it had gained.
That's crazy.
They were the same size as me.
So, where was Reese during all of this? She's the player who spent the season comparing herself to Jordan, the same person whose sneakers built an entire industry. If anyone was expected to have a major shoe moment during All-Star Weekend, you would think it would be her, but here's what happened. While players were asking about Clark's shoe, Reese told the other All-Stars that she had her own shoes to give them too, the Angel Reese ones, clearly hoping for a reaction, but nothing happened. There were no requests, no excitement, and no rush from players wanting a pair. Nobody asked for them, and there were no posts showing them afterward. Just silence, and it happened right in front of the entire All-Star roster.
What y'all think, chat? I like that little charm.
Yeah, that's the chat saying. Fire. Fire. Fire.
Nice. They know what's going on.
Me and Courtney twined it tonight, and then we got triplets on the bench.
You said, dang, so really nobody got them. Like, these exclusive as hell.
Yeah, it's just we all wear the same. So I had extras. I'm like, I gotta get you guys right.
That's love, bro. You gonna sign them after the game?
If you want me to.
I do.
Just don't sell them on eBay.
No, hell, come on, girl. It's crazy as hell. You crazy as hell. Probably like a couple M's though.
At least you gotta get close, all right?
That silence hurts more than the missed layup earlier in the weekend, and here's why. A missed shot is a bad moment, but it happens to every player and usually disappears by the next game, but sneaker culture in this league goes deeper. It's almost like currency. When players choose to wear your shoe, they're sending a message about whose brand carries weight at that moment. And when the reaction is silence, that says something too. Nobody created this moment. No producer arranged players to line up for one shoe while ignoring another. It happened naturally, in real time, in front of the entire All-Star roster. Once it spread, it became more than an awkward weekend for Reese. It raised a bigger question about where these two players are heading. In Chicago, the difference was clear. Clark built her position through the work people don't always see, from fan lines and sponsor events to logo threes under pressure. Reese built hers through confidence and conversation, and the league saw the contrast unfold. Why was Reese an All-Star anyway? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more stories and updates. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.